How's it going, everyone? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with a match reaction for you. Come on! Get in there! We've just beaten Watford 2-1 in the Premier League. A huge win for us. Ollie's first game as permanent manager anyway. He had the dream start as interim manager. Now he's had the dream start as permanent manager. Obviously, that was the right decision. This game was very important for us today because it was like there would have been so much pressure and all the doubters coming out of the woodwork if Manchester United have lost this game today or it hadn't have gone our way. And in the end, we actually made quite a tough go of it. Watford, fair play to them. They outplayed us for large portions of that game. Fair play to Watford. They're obviously a good team. But United have got that extra bit of quality. We just showed, in the final third, a couple of chances we did create. We stuck in the back of the net. Obviously, Rashford with a very clinical finish and Martial in the second half. Fantastic to see those lads progressing. Fantastic to see those lads stepping up and creating those big game win opportunities for us and sticking it in the back of the net. It's absolutely awesome. And we have got some serious young talent in our squad. And that is a sign of a good side. People will be criticising now, saying, oh, it was a lacklustre United performance. Yeah, it was. It wasn't a very good United performance. Watford bossed large portions of that game. Made us look second-rate at times. But we still had the extra quality to win that game. That's a sign of a good team. It's being able to win the game, even though you've actually maybe lost the battle out there on the pitch. We weren't quite up to it. Watford looked better than us for a lot of that game. And I think that United, we are quite fortunate to come out of that with the win. But obviously we are at home. The players do have the quality, a step up in quality compared to Watford. So I think we should have won that game. We did win that game, but Watford made it very difficult for us anyway. Everybody who's tuning in right now on the channel, thanks for stopping by. It's a win for United. That's the main thing. Stop moaning about the performance, okay? Stop saying it was poor. We've ground out a win here, We've grinded it like pork, and we have made it a victory. And that is the most important thing, is to get the win, get the 3 points, start Ollie's permanent manager ship as successful. And that's what he's done. He's able to do that. The selection today, it was strong. I'm looking at the team. I'm looking at that midfield. It didn't quite live up to it, but the midfield looked very, very good going into that game. And also just the line that we've got at the top there. We can cause any teams any problems. Watford are a good team. It's not like they're one of the shitest teams in the league. They're actually, they're a pretty good team, really. They can take the game to you, and they did that today. They showed that very well organised. The shape of them was very good and just sort of nullified a lot of what we were trying to do. We were way too slow, again, in our build-up. It's a shame that the performances in the last few games haven't been up to the level that they were for the period that Ollie took up until a few games ago, because obviously that was an insane turnaround. But he has brought that belief back to United. He's brought that winning mentality back. Even in a game like today, it just goes to show you, without performing, we've still crossed the line with the 3 points in the bag. And we are in the top 4, baby! Back in the top 4. Newcastle are going to batter Arsenal on Monday night. And I think that Manchester United have got a real good chance of getting top 4 this season now. Because if we can, these are the games that it's all about. Jose Mourinho at home, how many times did we put in terrible performances in the first half? We were down before we even know it. This Ole Gunnar Solskjaer side, although we didn't set the world alight today at Old Trafford, we did win the game. We did create chances, and we did have the quality up top there to have the clinical nature to stick it in the back of the net. And that's what we've got. And we've also got pace for days. We've got insane counter-attacking ability when it comes to just winning the ball back and getting the ball forward quickly. We've got a lot of pace up there. The likes of Martial, the likes of Rashford. It's a torrid time for any defence, really. Because they're such talented players. They're so quick. They're so technical. They are good finishers, both of them, And it's going to be a nightmare for most people coming up against them. There's talk about maybe Martial leaving in the summer. I don't want to see that happen. When he first came into United, I was very sceptical of the price tag, and I hadn't heard too much about him. But he shortly relieved those worries about him, because he was absolutely quality. And he has progressed quite well at Manchester United. I mean, maybe not quite to the level that Marcus Rashford has in terms of the amount that he's come on in the time, but he still has the potential to be one of the very best players in the world. And on his day, he's absolutely unplayable. I'd like to see more from him. I want to see him stay at Manchester United, but I'd like to see more from him in a red shirt, to be fair. But he scored today. Rashford scored today. That's great. He's been on a great run of form recently. A couple of blips here and there. The whole team performances in the last couple of games were not quite up to standard. But today, we did enough. That's all I can really say. All credit to Watford. They're a good unit today. They showed that against us. We made it difficult for ourselves. We didn't boss the game at all, really. We didn't control the game like we would like to. And I'm sure like Ole Gunnar would like to. It's not like he said, right, lads, I'm the manager now. Let's make it difficult for ourselves. You know, let's emulate Jose. Right, first Paul, can you imagine that? He's called the lads in for a meeting for, at training. He said, right, lads, I'm the permanent manager now. It's time to emulate Jose. I like what he did in that first season. Do you know what I mean? So he's got the... Anyway, no, I don't think that's what's happened. I just think maybe there was such a payoff from the time that he had us before he got selected as the permanent manager by Manchester United very recently, that we had just completely turned our season around and we're right back up there and the players are absolutely loving it. At some point, there's going to be some sort of a drop-off. But this isn't really a drop-off, really. This game, people are going to be saying the performance was poor, but we still won the game and we still showed that we are capable of winning games when we're not playing to 100% of our abilities, which is a sign of a good team. Everybody who's tuning in right now, thanks so much for stopping by on the channel. Apologies for the lack of videos lately. I've been quite busy with work and stuff and all sorts going on. But I will be back to doing much more videos during the week as well as not just these match reactions and stuff like that, but Monday analysis and all sorts of other videos. So to everybody who's been patient and is coming back on this live stream, even though I've not featured much on it recently, thanks so much for stopping by. I'm going to go back and look at some of the comments here that are coming through. Thank you so much to everybody who sends these comments in. I'll try to answer as many of these as I can, give you my thoughts and opinions and air your thoughts and opinions as well on the airwaves. Let's go. Alex Rudd, the moderator, the Arsenal fan, the Gooner. How's it going? He's a good lad, though. He must be a good lad if I've got a Gooner moderating this channel. So that goes to show you the character of the man. But he's commented and said, lucky win, but the points is all that matters. I mean, I wouldn't go as far as to say it's a lucky win. I think maybe, we would have definitely been unhappy if we'd have come away from that game with anything other than that. But so were Watford based on the performance, so I can sort of see what you're saying. At the end of the day, we've got that extra quality. We stuck the ball in the back of the net more times than they did, and that is the name of the game, son. But you've got Newcastle United on Monday night. Arsenal versus Newcastle, huge game for us, obviously. Hoping the Geordies can cause an upset. Not often I say that, but in this occasion, I do hope that Arsenal get absolutely humiliated. And Manchester United, of course, cement ourselves in the top 4, baby. Thank you so much for keeping an eye on the channel, Alex, and for stopping by with your thoughts and opinions. Northern Nightmare comments and says, that was pretty poor. It wasn't fantastic, was it? It's not to the level that we have seen recently under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but that's just, this isn't a foreshadowing of what's coming now. This was just a one-off of a series of small one-offs on the road to redemption and the road to victory for Manchester United. That's my personal thoughts, because I think Ole Gunnar has shown in the time that he's had us that he's capable of winning games. If you look at the form since he's come in, the form table, the league table, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been manager of all the teams in the league, we are top spot. So that shows you everything, really. You're going to have performances here and there that are subpar. We've won the game today. That's amazing. There'll be a performance soon, I'm sure, that is subpar, where we don't get the result, where it is a disappointment. But you've got to bounce back from that. You've got to show character. It happens to the best of us. Of course, we expect United to be consistently good and entertained, but sometimes you're coming up against certain opposition, or it's just an off day, or whatever it may be, and you lose the game. And it happens to all the best teams in world football. So it's about consistency. That's about the amount of times you win, how you win, the numbers. The numbers at the end of the day are what matters, because Ollie's getting the wins. He's won again today. That's all that will matter. It's not the performance, really. The result is what counts in this instance. Of course, we do want to see better performances from us. And certain players, the likes of maybe some of the midfield lads today, I want to see a bit more from Pogba, of course. He looked like he was absolutely insane. He did have glimpses today, but, I want to see more. The back line at times today were a little bit ropey, but again, good going forward. The likes of Luke Shaw. But defensively, Smalling and Jones, there's a lot of question marks hanging over their heads. At times today, they defended really well. At times, they also look pretty damn ropey. So that's the sort of thing you've got to worry about when you've got players like that who are a good standard, who are very good squad players, but they're not quite up to the level maybe of, like I say, such the world-class defenders that are currently around playing football. And certainly, like in our history, we don't have that Vidic and Rio to call upon and depend on at the back there. So we're always going to have maybe defensive vulnerabilities. We showed that at the end there with conceding the late goal. But that's definitely an area that we need to strengthen in the summer. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has become the permanent manager of Manchester United, rightfully so. He's earned that. He's shown in the time that he's been with us that he's the right man for the job. Nobody else, I don't think, would have done better. So he's earned it. Now what he needs to be given is a fair bit of money in the transfer window. And, of course, we've got a couple of people going, but we need to allow him the ability to bring some players in, bring some quality players in. It'll be easier if we've got Champions League football next season, of course. That's a huge if. But really, I'm feeling confident about that. I'm feeling like we are going to finish in the top 4. I'm looking at us. I'm looking at Arsenal. I'm looking at the form since Ole Gunnar's been in, and I'm thinking we're definitely good for finishing in the top 4 this season. Of course, anything can happen, and it might not go that way, but that's what I'm talking about, man. Ole has brought the belief back. I go into games now expecting us to get the victory. I go into games, expecting a bit of entertainment. We didn't really get a great performance from United today, but I expect that now. Whereas under the previous manager, I just expected a complete calamity of gashness. And thankfully, those days are over. Every single match as a United supporter now, it's not going to be happy days every single time. We've got to show belief in the new manager. We've got to show faith in Ole Gunnar. He's the right man for the job. We all love him, don't we? We love Ole Gunnar. Let's not make this as a case where maybe we have a poor performance, maybe we have a poor result, and suddenly everybody just clambers on the old get Ole out train or whatever it may be. I don't know how long it would take for that to happen. I'm hoping it would take a lot longer than any of the previous managers we've had since Sir Alex Ferguson. I'm hoping that we would allow him the time, give him the money, allow him to have his input and his impact on the team and the dressing room and everything and the transfer market, and make this a United vision that he not only shared in while he was playing under Sir Alex Ferguson, but now that he could be a huge part of leading and coaching this glorious club that is Manchester United. But get in there, lads and lasses. Huge victory. Let's get back to your comments. Pretty buzzing about it, though. Even though it's a shit performance, the result is what matters. We've got to keep these wins coming in so we can get top 4 next season, because it's so important for us to have Champions League football next year, because if we do want to strengthen with the very world's best players in certain positions, we have to be able to offer them Champions League football, in my opinion. So there you go. The Music Fiend says that pass from Shaw, absolutely filth, wasn't it? It was absolute filth. James Mosscrop comments and says, Ollie's at the wheel. How's it going, James? Ollie's definitely at the wheel. I'm very happy about it. So's everyone else. Let's give him a fair crack at the whip, fair time. Obviously, he's this season. I suppose it doesn't necessarily matter what happens between now and the end of the season. He's already earned the right to manage us permanently. He's been given a few-year contract. He's on big money. That shows from United the faith in him. So the sky's the limit for him. He has shown in glimpses from this glimpse that we've had of a few months that he has a great mind for it. Whatever it may be, just a touch for it. A class to it, and that's half the battle. Sometimes it's not necessarily about who's the best tactician or who's the best motivator, but a mixture of all. And he seems to be quite good at dealing with the media, seems to be good at in-game management, seems to be good at team selection, seems to be good at substitutions and all sorts of stuff. So from what I've seen from him, he's the right man for the job. He's doing a tremendous job. Let's see what he can do after he's had a year and some money to actually spend. This is still the remnants, the stinking remnants of David Moyes and Louis van Gaal and Jose. This is the stinking remnants of those guys, and he's dealing with them. This is the mob that has been assembled by those clowns over the last few years. No, listen, we've got some great players in there, but that is true. He's not had a lot of time. So let's just see what he can do in a year's time, or at the start of next season, once he's had a pre-season, once he's had a transfer window. Let's see what he can do there, because I've got a feeling that he's going to do some serious stuff at Manchester United, and I hope it does become another case like of we found our right man. Nobody feels better. It just doesn't feel. It didn't feel right with the previous few managers. We had Sir Alex for my entire lifetime pretty much, and it just felt right with Sir Alex. That's all I ever knew. The last few guys, it didn't feel right. With Ole Gunnar at the wheel, it once again feels right. It feels like he is, he's the prodigal son. He's the next man to come in after Fergie, the next true Manchester United man there who could come in and lead us to glory, hopefully anyway. I mean, obviously it's very challenging with the way things are at the moment in football, with all the money and all the competition we've got and the state that we were in before he's come in. So there you go. It's very difficult for him to do that. But given their transfer window, next season I think we could be right up there challenging for absolutely everything, which is what we should be doing, obviously. Neil Duffin, how's it going? He comes and says, don't give a toss about performance. End of season points count. Get in there, United. Yeah, exactly. I take these sorts of performances and results every single week right up until the end of the season. I'd love to see attacking, entertaining football. And maybe I'm a little bit of a hypocrite to say that, because I do want to see us entertain and go out there and attack and get at teams and create lots of chances, especially at home, especially at Old Trafford. We should be doing that. But like I say, and like Neil says, it is literally all about the results between now and the end of the season. Let's worry about all that next season. Once we've had a bit of time, once Ollie's had a bit of time, once we've got players in, moved a couple of players out, let's worry about that next season. This season is just about getting as many points on the board as we possibly can. And we did that! Camilla R comments, hi Pig, good to see you. Good to see you too. Thanks for stopping by and commenting here. Richard James comments, Watford looked better than us, etc., etc. Did they score more than us? No. I love it! I love it, Richard. So true. That's what it's all about, sticking the ball in the back of the net. Unlucky for you, Watford. You controlled possession, you controlled the tempo, etc., but you did not control putting the ball in the back of the net more times than us, did they? No. We did that. Rashford did that. Martial did that. Extra class, extra quality up there. We made them pay at the end of the day. So there you go. Totally agree with you, Richard. Thanks for stopping by with your comment. Reese Proctor comments and says, Ollie's at the wheel. If we can grind these wins until end of season, top 4. Also, opinions on Huddersfield being relegated. Thank you very much for your comment there, Reese. There you go. It's all about grinding the results, like you said it. Not so much about the performances. We would like to see them, but it's about getting that win. We've done that today. 2-1. Have some of that. That's it. We've won the game. 3 points. Totally agree. Huddersfield relegated. Well, they're just absolutely gashtastic, aren't they? You know, there you go. I mean, it's like one of the worst teams. Was it Derby County with Robbie Savage and all those? That's the last proper awful team I can remember in the Premier League. This is right up there. Van Cam in the house, my friend Kevin Ashford. How's it going, Kevin? Thanks for stopping by and commenting. He comments and says, made hard work of that, but a win is a win. Absolutely. You know, it was difficult. Watford, fair play to them. They'll probably feel pretty pissed off about this result because they have come to Old Trafford. They have given a good account of themselves. They have moved it about nicely, controlled the tempo and possession of the play a lot of the time in the game. And that's no easy thing to do at any time, going to Old Trafford and playing Manchester United when you're Watford. So they did a good job, but at the end of the day, they didn't convert enough of the chances. They didn't stop us from scoring our goals. So there you go. We made hard work of it, but like you say, Kevin, a win is a win. Thanks so much for stopping by, and everybody who's tuning into this, check out Kevin Ashford's channel on YouTube. He's a great United fan. Nathan Salah, he comments, oh, mangasm. You said it for me there, mate. Not quite a mangasm situation today, but still absolutely bit of a fizzle. Do you know what I mean? Bit of a fizzle. Because it's still a win as a win. But I didn't really mangasm at any stage today. There wasn't an exquisite performance to be had really for Manchester United there. And of course it's against Watford. But we did win the game. There is a mangasm. Come on. Okay, I'll give you the mangasm. The Music Fiend comments, we slay Barca at the Camp Nou. And then it's a smooth ride from there. Imagine if we could do that. That would be absolutely insane. I mean, we can do it. We can batter Barca at the moment. We can. The belief is back at United. Anything can happen. Yeah, they've got a great side. They've got the best player in the world. Whatever. Or one of the best players in the world. Whatever. We are still capable of causing the upset and getting the result and getting the win against them. So anything can happen in football. We've got quality. If Martial turns up, if Rashford turns up, if, you know, whoever, Lukaku turns up and Pogba's on form, crikey, we've got a serious team. It's just about whether or not they can do that and do that against the very best opposition in European football. But there's no reason why they cannot. We've got a super chat here from the moderator himself, Alex Rudd. He says, let's see what happens on Monday. Thank you for your super chat there, Alex. Much appreciated. Yeah, I mean, if I'm being honest, I know I was joking and being jovial at the start of this vid and saying I think Newcastle are going to batter them, but not with the Spanish waiter and their bunch of melters. Come on. I mean, Arsenal are a good outfit. They are looking much better recently. They do have some good quality players in there, an attack force, which is very, very good indeed. They're the same thing with Arsenal, just defensively frail. They can be got at, they can be had. And if Newcastle put in a really good performance, defensively sound, and maybe hit them really good on the counter-attack like we did today against Watford, who knows? But, yeah, I mean, realistically, going into that, obviously Arsenal will be huge favourites in that game. I expect you to win. But I really, really hope that you don't. But thank you so much for your super chat there, man. Gary Wells says, difficult game. We should have won more easily, but take the points. Yeah, going into it, it's a game where I'm looking at it going, well, you know, we should comfortably win this game 2 or 3-0, really, because of the momentum we've got behind us and the extra quality that we've had and the bit of a break that we've had and some of the momentum, you know, just surrounding the players, the club, internationally, everything. So I was expecting us to make easy work of it. It wasn't that in the end. It was a very difficult game, like you say, but but got the points. Alex Rincon in the house with a super chat. Thank you so much for stopping by. No comment to go with it there, but I'm sure you're absolutely buzzed about it. Get your comment in below if that was a malfunction on your part there, mate. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, and oh, here we go. he's commented below. He comments and says, I'll take it. Watford are one of the best teams outside the top 6. It's very true. They are good. They're very good attacking. They're very well organised. They're a very difficult team to break down and beat. And they're also very good just, you know, cutting teams open. They do surprise a lot of teams. So fair play to them. I totally agree with you, Alex. Thank you so much for your super chat there, man. It's much appreciated. We've also got a super chat from the man himself. Gungshi's in the house with a comment. Thank you for stopping by, Gungers. He's commented, good for Ollie to get a win in his first game as full-time manager. All hail the baby-faced assassin. That's the most important thing, isn't it? You know, forget the performance, which was good enough to get the win. It was all about giving Ole Gunnar Solskjaer that positive start. He's deserved it. He's earned it. He obviously had the most incredible start of any Manchester United manager ever, but doing it on a permanent basis as well is very important for him. It's very important for just bedding in now, because it wasn't truly his job before this. He certainly wasn't at the start when he came in. He came in to sort of save our season, really, to come in to just do a salvage job, really, and try and make the best out of it and try and get United back to playing like how we are supposed to, and bringing that spirit back in the dressing room and all that sort of thing. And he did that very, very quickly, beyond the realms that any of us thought he could do in such a short space of time, and getting the results that we did and turning us around and bringing that belief back straight away and showing the players and you know, allowing them to prove themselves and show themselves out there and express themselves and show that they are quality players. He did that, and he turned us around in such a short space of time. Nobody expected, I'm sure he didn't really expect that at this stage he would actually be the permanent manager. Or maybe he thought he would get until the end of the season regardless, but he wasn't necessarily hoping that he would get the permanent job. We was hoping, but he wasn't necessarily thinking that it was nailed on that he would get it. Of course not, because he'd come in as an interim basis. That very phrase means it's a temporary position just to basically fill the slot until the end of the season when somebody like Pochettino or whoever becomes available. That's basically it. So, you know, he's come in and he's been able to earn his job by March. He's been given the job in March, and that is just absolutely incredible from where we are when he took over to now, what we are now. And it's important that he starts the permanent managership of this club very well, because there would have been so much pressure piled on if we lost this game today, or even drew this game and then maybe we have another poor result, and then suddenly the board are doubting it, the fans are doubting it, you know, certain fans are doubting it. And it could have become a little bit of a shit show between now and the end of the season. But it was so important that he got the win, so important that we started this season so tremendously, we started this manager tenureship so incredibly well with the win today. And he's done that. So happy days are here again. Ollie's at the wheel. It feels freaking amazing, lads. Thank you, Gungshi, for your comment and super chat there. Much appreciated. Thanks for stopping by. You're absolute legends. There's another random super chat here from Alex Rincon. Shout out to you again, pal. Mark Sin comments, Pig United was the worst side. Well, were they though, Mark? Because, you know, I sort of see what you're saying in terms of, you know, controlling possession, creating things and stuff like that. Well, if that's how you measure football matches on, then fair enough. But in terms of the actual conversion of goals, then obviously Manchester United won the game. So we weren't the worst side. We stuck the ball in the back of the net more times than they did. It wasn't a convincing enough performance. It wasn't a dominant enough performance from Watford to get the win over us or even get the draw. We've converted more times than they have. Fact. So appreciate your comment there, man. Everyone's got an opinion. I appreciate yours, and I can understand why you would say that. And I do actually sort of agree with you in terms of the general play of the team. But obviously we did get the win there. Yeah. Gungshi, looking forward to getting some new players in this summer. We need fresh blood, absolutely. I'd love to see a truly world-class centre-back come in, also a truly world-class winger, because let's face it, Sanchez is kind of gash. He's kind of not lived up to it. He's not good enough, really. If he was good enough, he would have showed it by now, because he's had a lot of time at United. He's being paid a lot of money every single week. He's been a significant amount of time taking millions out of the club and not putting a lot into it, really. Not showing that he is that quality of old at Arsenal, that he was that match winner, that Premier League star that he was at Arsenal. He hasn't really shown that at Manchester United. He's had time. Ollie's come in, new approach, new belief, new freedom of expression for the players out there. Players have stepped up. 99% of the players have stepped up. He's not one of them, really. So I would love to see a quality world-class winger come in that can really boss things for us in that position, because we are kind of lacking. In that area. I know we play Juan Mata out wide and stuff, and I love Juan Mata, great technical player, but I don't think it's his best position. I think he's better in sort of like the whole position with his lovely passing and technical ability. But there you go. Super chat from Ben Silver. Thank you very much. Comments and says, in other news, Theresa May is having an affair with Mourinho. Two miserable gits who have lost the dressing room. Fair enough. Good comment there, man. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about the whole Brexit calamity right now that's going on in this country. It's just an absolute calamity, lads and lasses, okay? Anyway, yeah, you're right, though. Jose did lose the dressing room. Theresa May's lost the dressing room, if you like, in the House of Commons there. She's having an absolute double daymare. It's not going very well, is it? Thankfully, those days are behind us. Not Brexit, but the Jose days. There you go. Just what a nightmare that would be. Oh! Just picture that image. You've just brought a horrible image to my mind of Jose Mourinho sleeping with Theresa May. I can't get it out of there now! Crikey! That's a bad one. Thank you very much there for commenting with your funny comment there and your super chat. Much appreciated. Rick O'Neill, always get nervous with the Chuckle brothers at the back. Even today, they did okay. Definitely need a world-class centre-back this summer to partner Lindelof. Fair play to you, Rick. I mean, all credit to Smalling and Jones. Since Ollie's come in, they have had a really good upturn in the sort of form they've shown. They've played good football. They have, by and large. They've had a few errors here and there. It's going to happen. They're Jones and Smalling. Of course it is. But they have been good. Today, they showed times of real quality, and also at other times they did show that they do have vulnerabilities in their game. But they're still good squad players. I'd actually still now, with the manager's input that Ole Gunnar has had since coming in, from what I've seen from then to now, and if you're going with what Ole Gunnar said when he took over, which he will give everybody an opportunity to shine and show what they've got and cement their place in the team, then in my opinion they have deserved to stick around at the club for next season. Whether it be in a squad role, that's what I would definitely deem. I don't think it's suitable for them to be the top quality Rio and Vidic that we need. We do need a world-class centre-back, absolutely. Lindelof has come on leaps and bounds recently. He's shown that he can be a great Premier League defender, because when he first came in, he looked ropey as anything, really, really undependable. But now, this season, even under Jose, he had a really good bunch of performances for us. He has really come on. I think he has got quality. We've still got Bailey. Of course, Bailey does have the potential to just be quality, but we haven't seen it consistently from him, getting sent off and things like that. We want to see... He's a player who's got certainly ability. Whether or not he can be that consistent sort of stalwart player for us that plays week in, week out with another player to pair with, like Lindelof, we shall see. But I would absolutely 100% bring in another quality player. Well, I'm just going to scoot down right to the bottom of the comments here now. Catch some of the late people that are tuning in here. 18 Busby, 78 comments. We need to sort out the right side completely. Yes, well, we do have Valencia going in the summer. Diogo Dalot has a lot of potential. Let's see there. But yeah, definitely I'd like to see a right-sided winger come in. And then, of course, we do have Dalot, but it wouldn't hurt to strengthen in those positions if we can get a quality player that becomes, available. Right, lads and lasses. 28 minutes, I'm going to wrap this up, but appreciate you guys tuning into the live stream. You're a bunch of legends. Do us a favour before you go. Smash a like on this video. You know you want to. It's just that little thumbs up button down there. Give it a rinse. And also click the bell if you are new to this channel. Subscribe so you can keep up to date with all videos that are posted on the channel. Late super chat here from James Arnold. I'll read it out since he's taken the time to send it in. Thank you, James. He says, great win, but must play better Tuesday. Absolutely. We've got those shitehouses Wolves, obviously, who we've got to get a bit of redemption against. Absolutely. Everybody, thanks so much for stopping by on the channel. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on the result and the performance today from Manchester United. Get your opinions in below. Even if I've not read out your comments, I really do sincerely appreciate you taking the time to write them in this live stream. Come back, though, once this live stream finished. Comment in the comments section. Let me know your thoughts on the game, on anything else. Even if you'd just like to know a personal thing about me. I'm just kidding. Mostly about Manchester United. Get in the comments section. Let me know your thoughts. And I'll try and respond to them as quickly as I can. But anyway, much appreciated. Have a good one. It's a win for United. The train keeps on storming on. Ollie's at the wheel. He's the driver. He's in pole position. He's got to steamroll us now to top 4 come the end of the season. We can do it. Arsenal are going to melt on Monday. You know it. We've got to win on Tuesday against Wolves. But today, even with the poor performance, we got the job done. We scored more goals than them. We got the 3 points. We put ourselves back in top 4. Get in there, my son. This is the Pig. Have